Natalie, we are back vlogging together.
Wait, it's been a while.
It actually has.
No, but really.
It's been a week.
It's been a whole week. It's been a really long time. Crazy busy. I'm currently working on new designs for the guide Anat has been creating in Tel Aviv. So as you guys know, every month we have a guide that goes out. There's a different topic of the month. And basically with our new rebrand, we need to overhaul the entire design of the guide. And we're thinking of making some really fun changes. So I'm just kind of going through different design mock-ups and deciding which direction we should go and giving some feedback.
How has everything gone with brand launch?
Really good. I mean, I think for us it was just so much work. And if you work on a project, if anyone's been through this where it's either brand launch or it's a product launch or it's, you know, something that you're working on, there's so much buildup and there's so much hard work that goes into it. And then once it's like there, you just collapse. Like I think the whole team is just tired today, like really tired. But it was phenomenal. Like it went really well. I discovered a ton of new creatives through the Instagram challenge that we did. It was just great. It really was. It was amazing. But now like the work begins, right? So now the work begins.
Because I've always felt like, well, people know what I do and they're hiring me because, well, now I need to branch out of DC because people outside of DC don't know me. And part of me feels like I'm selling like my soul doing freebies because I don't know, I feel weird about it. So that's where I'm at, and that's why I'm coming to you today, because I want to hear, like, what is your experience with putting yourself out there with freebies? Like, why, and is it helpful? And email funnels, like, all those things are running through my mind right now.
You're gonna think I'm crazy with what I'm about to say. Give away your best information for free.
Really?
Yes. Now, little asterisk, have it attached to obviously an email funnel so that you can continue to communicate. But here's the really incredible thing. The more you share and the more you give away, the more you build your platform, the more you grow your overall reach, and the more people that know that you know your stuff, you're able to share and communicate that well. One of the biggest sort of misconceptions that people often have is, well, if I give it away for free, why would they ever pay for it? And the reality is that people will pay to have it presented to them in a different context. So you should share it regardless. Like, for example, all the educators that you see that are doing, you know, workshops, online courses, scaling their educational revenue, all of the information they teach in their course, I would say like 75% to 80% of the information they actually teach in their course, you could find if you scoured their blog, you could find if you listened to all their webinars, you could find if you listened to their podcast interviews. Like if you went all over the internet, they've already given all of that away. But you pay for the course because it's structured like in an educational format that's easy to digest with worksheets that help you to actually learn the information. And maybe they throw in like, you know, more of the actual tactical metrics around. So for example, if I want to teach on email marketing, and this is like something I plan to teach more on because I'm learning so much here in the startup world, specifically, I'm going to have a blog post that walks you through how to set up an email funnel, what kind of copy you should have in your welcome sequence, how many emails are suggested for a welcome sequence, and I'll pull data from other sources so it's this strong online blog post, right? But when I go to teach that in a course, I'm going to take that same content, I'm going to reformat it, but what I'm also going to include, and the reason people would probably want more so to pay for it, is my voice, me actually educating you on the information. So you're going to get auditory, visual, you're going to get the worksheets for tactile learners. But then also you're going to get access to screenshots of my email list. Like I'm going to show you like when I use Instagram stories, because I did this in a recent webinar and people went crazy. I'm like, look at the growth of my email list. Look at the day I shared on Instagram stories with the swipe up feature and it quadrupled. Just wrapped up 50 questions about me if you haven't seen it yet. Kent had a grueling list that he Googled on the interwebs and then I had to answer all of them.
Most grueling list I've ever seen.
Yeah, by that it's really not that grueling at all. It's like stuff you should know,
It's the first link.
but it takes me so long to answer them all. So that was really fun. If you haven't checked it out, you can check out yesterday's video. I would be curious to know if we share anything in common. Hopefully we do. But yeah, just finished that. Getting ready to finalize some brainstorming for our next project that we're working on. And I want to check back in with brand refresh stuff that we did yesterday and just make sure that everything looks good online. And then indulge myself and sneak in like 30 minutes to read through all the stories on We Are the Creative Economy because I am loving them.
I still haven't posted mine.
Kent!
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, everybody. This is my fault. That hand tells me all I need to know about how you feel.
I think that's the kind of insight that in a blog post I might say, use Instagram stories too, but when you can actually see that and you can go, whoa, I'm seeing Natalie's growth chart and here's the day she did this and you can see my tests and things like that, that's worth paying for. I think that the fear becomes, right, like, well, if I give it away, then other people will know it and other people will use it. Well, absolutely, but make sure you have that funnel set up so that like if you have your downloadables, it's enabling them to join that list. And then once they join that list, have a 6 email sequence that provides more value, and then asks. There's a really amazing book called, it might be like Internet Myths. It's one of the best books I've ever read because it's from the guy that created ClickFunnels. And he literally wrote a book on like why it works and how having funnels benefits you. But what's so cool about it is he takes old school sales tactics and marketing tactics and says, these aren't irrelevant. The dynamic of how we use them just needs to change. And so he's taking like this idea of like cold calling and he's like, cold calling, what that really is now is like, that's your social platform or whatever. Like he has a whole way of explaining like getting yourself out there is different than it used to be, right? The biggest misconception I think people have is that they need a big social media platform to make a profitable online content-driven business, when the reality is your social platform should never be a sales driver. I really believe like your social platform, that's where you build trust, that's where you build affinity, that's where you show who you are and they fall in love with you and they get to know you and the value you provide. Where the sale takes place is quiet. The sale is in the email. Like I really see social as being a place where you get to be you and have fun and share your voice and your vision and your knowledge and then acquire their email through providing value. Like people like to get nervous. They get nervous. They think, oh, well, that's not, sales is uncomfortable. Sales is sleazy. No, a good salesperson is a good like resource. Like we need to remember that when people are selling education, like it will only be successful if it's good education, right? The minute it's not, we're all very intelligent business owners. Like we know when an educator is coming in with valuable content, they've done their research, they've lived and experienced it. So, and you have. Like you are the perfect example of someone that needs to be teaching, right? Like of anyone, like you need to be teaching. So I think my advice would be start to think about what you want to teach on. Start, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm building a course right now to teach people how to build a platform and to build like sort of a mechanism for themselves as an entrepreneur to set themselves up for flexibility, success, and to increase their worth. And so even in my own process of doing this, it's like identifying where the pains are. And so I've been sending out emails now for 7 months. The last email in my sequence is a coffee date email. And it literally says coffee date. And it asks people, like, if I can help you with one thing, what could I provide to you that would help you? Like, what are you struggling with? The best part about this email is it built my course. Like, that question is going to completely build the education I provide because I know there's a need and I can merge the need with my passion.